I only have about 2 minutes before the end game content starts rolling, so I got to be quick. So, for those of you who are watching this video, please don't. It's not very good. It's also a video in which there are going to be spoilers about the ending, at least my ending, for the original Fallout, a post-nuclear role-playing game, which was published in 1997 and brought to us by Interplay. So I never played this game originally. It's coming up on its 20th anniversary at the end of this month, I guess, its initial release. My buddy Max showed me that video of the Canadian getting shot and said, hey, this might be something you'd be interested in. So here now we're looking at my save games. We can see I started in 2015 and then only finally got back to it in 2017. But we'll get into that in a little bit. The actual game I played first was Fallout 3, which came out in 2008. Because Max, you're going to enjoy this game. And I really did. At the end of that year, though, I found out, this was based on other games. Let's check those out. So I picked up off of Amazon the Fallout Collection in December of that year, just a couple months after the Fallout 3 came out. So that came with Fallout Tactics, and Fallout 2. The thing I didn't know, and for those of you who actually bought the Fallout Collection, you probably know this, it's not a great collection. It's definitive, it's the original games, but they don't work on a modern operating system. So Windows 2008 won't play them at all. So you have to have a machine that's Windows 2007 or lower. And actually right now, hey, look, I'm playing the game. I'm playing on a IBM R31 Pentium 3, which was released in 2002 with an MSRP of about $2,100. It's a nice computer. Somebody really loved it because they gave it a gig of RAM and an 80 gig hard drive. So the problem I had with the game, I installed it back when I got it on my last remaining Windows 2007 box, is I could never get past the cave with the rats in it. Well, sometimes I would, and then I'd immediately die in an encounter heading to the first city. So I did that several times, and I found the game really difficult. Like right now, if you look at what my character's doing, he's using his science ability to try and figure something out. And this is old school in terms of gameplay because I'm doing that like 10 or 15 times. So the first time I tried to play through this game, or the few times I tried to play through this game, I would walk up to stuff and I would science them, and it would say, no, the screen flickers, but that doesn't do anything. And I'd give up. Well, you can't. You have to do that like 10, 15 times, depending on what your science skill is, or your any skill, really. So while I'm talking here, I'm going to continue trying to set off that nuclear bomb in the background. So got the collection, didn't enjoy it. Played some Fallout New Vegas in 2010, Fallout 4. I think that came out in like 2014, maybe 2015. Really enjoyed all those games. Didn't know how I'd get back into this. Finally, saw a video a few months ago, and I wish I could remember the gentleman's name who put it out because I really enjoyed it. He did a comparison of, I think it was New Vegas to Fallout 4. And he thought that New Vegas was a better game. I enjoyed that game. I guess I enjoyed it more than the others, but I didn't realize it until I saw his video. But the other thing he showed is there was power armor in the original Fallout. So I'm like, I like power armor. I have to get power armor. But how do I do that? So this was kind of rolling around in the back of my head up until a couple weeks ago, still trying to do that science check, where I remember it's like, hey, we used to have level editors way back in the day where we'd, crank open our saves and give ourselves stuff. I wonder if you could do that for Fallout. Yes, absolutely, you can do that for Fallout. So it took me about 10 minutes to download that and give myself power armor and a laser Gatling gun, which is essentially all I did. And then I would look at a guide to tell me where I needed to go and what I needed to do for the main story missions. Totally cheated my butt off. Okay, that's fine. Got to do the science thing on this computer 50 times. Enjoy the game. So, made it to the end of the cave. There we actually got the check. So now we have a few minutes to run away before the end scene animatic animation. And, really enjoyed the original Fallout once I was able to nerf it a little bit so I could play it. Yes, I'm a total wuss. So went through it, really liked the gameplay, uh, enjoyed it, was just delighted and startled. You know, there are some robots over there to the right. You know, a lot of the lore, a lot of the world building was done in the original game, and Fallout 3 and New Vegas and Fallout 4 are still really, using a lot of the things that were set up in this initial game. And, you know, that was just kind of cool when you're, dealing with your power armor or dealing with your Gatling laser, or, 50 or 60 other just little neat moments I had, little encounters, when I found the crashed alien spaceship, or I would found something that looked like Godzilla stepped on a guy, who had one of those stealth boys on, just kind of dumb, fun stuff. So then I enjoyed the game, having cheated my butt off. So here we are, making our way out of the church at the end of the game, and we're going to go to the cutscene shortly. So now I'm going to try and move on to the other games. As you saw, bought this in 2008. Took me about 9 years to not play it correctly. Not even going to defend myself. Cheated. And then actually finish it to see the end of the game. Probably take me another 20 years to do the other two. I hope the IBM computer makes it. So, much like the Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you're going to see a cutscene that's tailored to my playthrough. So, I tend to, I guess, be good. I don't know that I look upon it that way. I think of it as, if you shoot at me, I shoot at you back and take your stuff. So please don't shoot at me, because that means I get to take your stuff. And here is my good ending. Thanks for watching my dumb video of me cheating at playing the original Fallout.
The death of the Master was the first major step towards ending his mad dream of conquest and enforced peace. But it is the destruction of the vats that neutralizes the mutant threat. Without the ability to create more mutants and enforce their harsh brand of justice, the mutant armies flee to the east, beyond the No Man's Land. The ghouls of Necropolis learn how to maintain the repaired water pump, and eventually rediscover many lost secrets of engineering. They form a business, selling this technology to other towns. The mutant armies, led into battle by the fierce super mutants, destroy the followers of the apocalypse. Barely human carrion feeders pick over the followers' remains. In Shady Sands, Tandy helps her father Aradesh bring a new community and new life out of the broken remains of the world. They are responsible for the new California Republic, whose ideals spread across the land. Junktown becomes the new boomtown under the careful and profitable guidance of Don Gizmo. He profits the most, and continues to increase the size of his casino and the scope of his power, until he chokes to death while eating some iguana on a stick. The Brotherhood of Steel helps the other human outposts drive the mutant armies away with minimal loss of life on both sides of the conflict. The advanced technology of the Brotherhood is slowly reintroduced into New California, with little disruption or chaos. The Brotherhood wisely remains out of the power structure and becomes a major research and development house. Thanks to your persistence, the Raiders are destroyed as an effective fighting force and disband. None of the Raider survivors are ever heard from again. Your involvement with the various places and people of the wasteland is well documented by future historians. Only a single question remained unanswered. What happened to you?
You've done it. That's wonderful, amazing. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, what you've endured. There's no way the people of the Vault can ever thank you enough for what you've done. You've saved all our lives. Who knows? Maybe even saved the human race. Yes. That makes the rest of this even harder. Everyone will want to talk to you. Every youngster will look up to you and want to emulate you. And then what? They'll want to leave. What happens to the Vault if we lose the best of a generation? What if we are the only safe place in the world? You just gave us back all these lives. I can't take the chance of losing them. I've made a lot of tough decisions since I took this position, but none of them harder than this one. You saved us, but you'll kill us. I'm sorry. You're a hero.